Alright, so here we are on set right now. This is our little setup here. See this guy here? It's just a white poly board with a big heavy box attached to it at the back and some more on the floor. It's been windy, it's been rainy, the rain's coming now, we've had to take a break. We've just done the lookbook, we're now about to...
And I think now's a good time to come in with the voiceover because you're not really going to hear much on the mobile phone. It was really windy, as you can tell. Now, the wind and the rain was a challenge, but it was also a blessing as well. We wanted the rain, we wanted the wind, we wanted the stormy sky, we wanted to get the movement in the fabric and the clothing of the model and in the hair, and it all just worked perfectly. However, putting this set together wasn't easy. So, first of all, the actual base is made from polystyrene foam board, and these pieces are around about 6 foot in length. There's two of them. And they're about 2.5 inches thick. Now they've been taped together, and then on top of those thicker foam boards, we've added some thinner foam board, and that's to give a smoother finish. And they're exactly the same size as the actual polystyrene boards underneath. Now the back board is another foam board. Again, it's just about 6 foot tall, and in order for that to stay upright, behind the board is a large wooden box. And these are the boxes that I have in the studio, which I use for photo shoots. They're basically posing boxes. And the foam board has been taped to that larger, heavier board. I just wrapped the tape around using some white canvas type tape. It's basically like white duct tape. And then to weigh the box down even further, we found this very large beach rock, and also a sandbag I added on top as well. And that was hefty. Getting that rock up there was a challenge as well. Now this was, as I mentioned earlier, totally natural light photo shoot. The light was soft, it was all over the place, it was diffused, it was hitting the base, it was filling back up into the shadows. And it was literally camera, one lens, 24/7, a2.8, and just shot. And I was shooting quick as well. You know, we had about 11 or 12 pieces, if I can remember, to get through. We were a little bit mindful. In fact, we were concerned that it might start raining heavily and we'd have to call the shoot off. So we were always working quick, and I was just shooting, and I was going in close, shooting far, full length. You know the drill. You've seen some of my other behind the scenes videos. I'm shooting quick, even though you'll see the light stand. I did originally brought the light stand in with the bare bulb light, and I thought maybe I need a bit of fill. That was never used, it's just there in the video. It's not actually being fired in any way. There's no trigger on my camera. In terms of like the aperture, I was shooting at around about f6, I think f6.3, maybe even f7. I'm not 100% sure, can't remember. And my shutter speed was 1/400th of a second, and my ISO was 1:250. And I needed about 1/400th of a second in order to make sure that the clothing and the hair was frozen and it wasn't blurred or out of focus because of the wind. So the shutter speed was obviously controlling the subject movement, and the aperture was controlling the depth of field. Now I was obviously shooting at 24mm and 35, 50, all the way up to 70. And this is the beauty of having a good quality zoom lens, because you can shoot all these different focal lengths without actually having to move yourself. There are some people out there who will be like, oh no, you have to stick with prime lenses and so forth. And when you're working in a situation where time is of the essence, and in fact time is money, then you want to be able to make sure you can execute and get as many pictures of as many different viewpoints and focal lengths for the client to choose in the shortest time possible, especially when you're working against the elements. The last thing you want to be doing is swapping out your 35mm prime for 135mm because you want to get some tight shots and you don't want distortion. No one's got time for that, and you don't want to be changing lenses in this kind of environment anyway. So I'm a huge advocate for good quality zoom lenses. So the shoot was divided into two. We had the lookbook, which is all the stuff on the on the background and on the floor, on the floorboard, and then we had the editorial, which was more 2 or 3 pieces and the model just in the environment, and it was a lot more about the emotion as opposed to the clothing as much. So we were doing a little bit more portraiture, so there was two. There was a lookbook and there was the editorial, and then there's also a video as well, a fashion video which I also shot on the day. So everything, I think 12 pieces on the lookbook, 4 or 5 pieces on the editorial, plus a video. Shot that in 3 hours, you know, and that's the kind of speed I've got used to working at. And it was good. 3 hours of solid, no breaks, just flying through it all, and we smashed it. Now, if you are interested in checking out the behind the scenes of the video, I'll leave the link below. If you want to see how I retouch these pictures to the end product, make sure you hit this link over here, wherever it is, but it'll also be at the end of this video. If you've got any questions and you want to know anything, you know the drill, just ask. And hopefully you found this video useful as well. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, turn those notifications on. Got loads of videos coming soon, and I won't want you to miss any. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.